Welcome to the Movie Planet. I'm your host, Ethan Downing. This is another edition of my secretly great movie reviews, where I pick out movies that I really love and a lot of people hate or might not know about. My first video was on the movie Land of the Lost. I would like to mention that films I choose for reviews like this are films that I genuinely love. I'm not just giving it a good review so that I can have an original take or be a contrarian. I'm not one of those guys who loves traffic and the rain either. With that out of the way, let's get to the review. If I told you there was a movie with Jimmy Fallon, Queen Latifah, Gisele Bündchen, and it was directed by the guy who did the Fantastic Four movies, would you think I was joking? This movie is 2000s nostalgia at its best. It's pure and simple fun. It also came out in 2004, which I believe to be the best year in movie history to date. I'll get to that later. To get some context, first we have to go to 1998. That is when the original Taxi was made. It's a French film directed by Gerard Perez and produced by Luc Besson, who also wrote the film. The French film is much more beloved by audiences and more well-received than the American remake. The French Taxi received 4 sequels, with Taxi 5 coming out in 2018. One face that the American audiences might recognize from the 1998 Taxi is Richard Sammel, who played the German Nazi in Inglourious Basterds that gets his head smashed in by a baseball bat. In France, the original Taxi is considered a classic. It was made on a budget of $8.7 million and it grossed $44 million in theaters. Many Americans who watched both films considered Taxi 1998 to be superior. I think most of this stems from originality bias, where fans automatically favor the original film over any sequel or remake. This usually happens because fans go into sequels and remakes with much higher expectations. Some viewers will continually judge a sequel in their mind over and over again without ever giving it a chance. I honestly don't see how an American can watch both films and think that the French version is better. The American version adds so much more comedy, it takes all the same plot points and makes them more awesome. In the French version, the cop is trying to take down bank robbers. In the American version, they have to stop Brazilian supermodel bank robbers. In the French film, the cop has a mother that he ends up burning her apartment down. In the American version, Jimmy Fallon's mom is a racist alcoholic. Does the French version have Jimmy Fallon dressed as a Cuban with a bad mustache? In France, do they show Queen Latifah do parkour bicycle flips that she definitely didn't do in the opening credit sequence? No, I didn't think so. I love this film because it is fun. It is so much fun. Everyone seems to hate this film because it is called an unfunny remake. How can you say that with gags like this?
Freeze, police officer! I'm gonna need your car for a fist. Mrs. Scalia, the police, open up! Driving lesson? You call that a driving lesson?
Yes.
Dad let go of the wheel and said you better steer or else you're gonna kill the whole family.
Yeah, it's good for you.
We were going 90, I was 6. Mom brought company.
Oh, nice catch. Jungle fever.
It's funny that Tim Story's directorial career was largely unaffected by all the bad reviews and bad press Taxi received. Before Taxi, Tim Story directed 2 independent films and the smash hit Barbershop. Then after Taxi, he directed the successful Fantastic Four franchise. I think the reason why Taxi only helped his career is because Taxi was financially successful. On a budget of $25 million, it grossed $71.3 million worldwide. Which begs the ever difficult question for directors: would you rather put a year-long labor of love into a movie that everyone hates but is a financial success that propels your career? Or would you rather direct a box office bomb that hurts your career and keeps you from directing film for 7 years, but the film receives a cult following on DVD and other home media, and it continues to be a beloved film to this day, which is the case with Mike Judge and Office Space. Some other fun facts are that the script was co-written by Jim Koof, Thomas Lennon, and Robert Ben Garant. You might recognize Thomas Lennon and Robert Ben Garant as the guys from Reno 911, and Jim Koof is the writer who also wrote Rush Hour, Snow Dogs, and National Treasure, which came out the same year as Taxi. On another note, Luc Besson produced the American version too. This film was also Gisele Bündchen's acting debut. She didn't have a ton of lines, but her acting was good enough for a comedic film like this. This was long before she was married to Tom Brady. She had a scene where she spoke Portuguese. I think that language has such a unique sound. One thing I really liked about Taxi is how much fun everyone had on set. Fallon has remained friends with Gisele and Queen Latifah for more than 20 years after the film's release.
20 years ago, we were in a film together called Taxi, and
we've never been the same.
Never been the same.
Never been the same.
Do you get stopped in the street? People tell me that's their favorite movie.
That is, listen, I don't know how many languages Taxi is dubbed in, but everywhere I have gone in the world, somebody has seen Taxi, and I was like, yo, this, I'm in Italy, but the Taxi. You know what I mean? What?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Listen, bigger than Bringing Down the House. $100 million movie. Bigger than Chicago. 100 million. Taxi. Me and
That's
Jimmy.
what I'm talking about.
We
got together.
Worldwide.
We showed up worldwide.
We did every day.
As was mentioned in this clip, some people really do love this movie. There are a surprising amount of people online who have said it's their favorite movie of all time. Many fans talk about how the unrated version is even funnier. One fan even went out of their way to post the deleted scenes on YouTube. Fallon and Queen Latifah look back on this movie fondly because a movie that they had tons of fun making early on in their career was a financial success and internationally loved. In America, it made $36.6 million, but abroad it grossed $34.3 million. There are plenty of smaller films that are released in the US that get next to nothing internationally. French audiences must have enjoyed seeing America's wild take on a classic French blockbuster. Most of the negative reviews of this film come from cynical Americans that already had their mind made up before going into the theater. But if you just go along for the ride, then Taxi will feel like another fun, Adam Sandler type of absurdist comedy you didn't know you needed. If you love fun, zany comedies that are great feel-good movies that you watch when you're sick at home and you happen to catch Taxi on FX, it'll bring you a smile and a few laughs too. The fact that a movie like Taxi that everyone hates can still come close to tripling its budget shows just how great a time in film the year 2004 and the early 2000s were in Hollywood. Streaming hadn't started yet, so theaters were still the primary viewing method of film. DVD sales and video store rentals were still well on the rise. Budgets were also a lot lower, making it easier for studios to recoup losses and make what they really wanted. Some people may see Taxi as a sign of Hollywood's decline, but I see it as a shining relic of an era of true creative freedom. a time where studios didn't have to worry about profits as much as they wanted to make the film that the public will love. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please let me know in the comments what the next movie that you love that other people might not like as much, that you think would belong in the secretly great category, a movie that I could do another secretly great movie review on. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.